Hi, I'm Little Artimer and welcome to my channel. And on this video I'm going to be drawing 3 characters, one inspired by a ghost, one inspired by a vampire and one inspired by a mummy. If you don't know, I've been doing this Halloween series on October, where in every video I draw one hero based on intelligence, one hero based on agility and one hero based on strength. And I have already done 3 videos before this one, you can check them out, I'll link them. And this is the last one, because the last one of October won't be about this, it will be about my Drawtober that I've been making on Instagram. If you follow me there, you probably have already seen it, but if you don't, just wait and I'll make a video for the end of the month. But anyway, today we are going to draw a ghost, a vampire and a mummy like I said. The ghost will be intelligence based, the vampire will be agility based, and the mummy will be strength based. So let's not waste any more time, let's go! Okay, so before I start narrating what I'm drawing, I just want to apologize for my voice because I'm a little bit sick this week. So my voice will probably sound a little bit weird and I'm sorry about it. As usual, I just start by writing what I'll be drawing and then I just start sketching. I started with the ghost and I drew this really floaty hair because I think it would look very ghost-like, because I don't think a ghost would follow like gravity. I don't think it would work, so I drew their hair floating and then I just started drawing the outfit. As you'll be able to see, I just drew a simple dress, but I ended up changing it a little bit on the digital piece. Now the vampire, and as you can see I just started with the face as always, and I started to sketch their features. I drew the pointy teeth, of course, because they need to have pointy teeth, and then I just drew some really nice haircut with the sides shaved and then a ponytail. After that, I just started drawing the outfit and I drew this neck part. I don't know what it's called, but it's like the evil queen from Snow White, and I drew that. And then I experimented a little bit with the sleeves and made it like a corset and all, but I ended up changing it a little bit to a more active outfit, I guess. I still kept the neck thing though, and the boots. Now the mummy was very simple because I just sketched a face and then covered it with these things. I don't know if they are called band-aids or something. I don't know if they are still called band-aids, but it's like the toilet paper of the mummy, you know. So I just basically drew the face and did that, and then I drew some eyes peeking from underneath, and then I did the same thing with the body. I just sketched all of those lines. Okay, so I think I'm done sketching. I really like the ghost hair, I think it looks all floaty, I think it looks nice. The outfit will probably be very simple, just simple dress. I really like the vampire design too, I think the haircut will be really nice. And the mummy will be very simple, just all wrapped up with some small holes where you can see some things underneath. But I think I'm done designing, so let's just get to the digital drawing. Let's go. Starting with the ghost, I just sketched a simple pose and then I fixed a little bit and I start adding some details to the sketch so that I can start sketching the clothes and the face. I drew the ghost standing on the pointer of her feet just because I think it wouldn't need to be standing on the whole feet just because it doesn't follow gravity or something like that. It can kind of float a little bit because it's a ghost. Then I just start sketching the dress. It's very floaty too. I think everything about this design is very floaty. I think it looks nice. So I drew this big dress that is floating in the air and I think it looks really cool. I added these textures to the arms and the legs just because I wanted to add some detail later, and I added it to the arms but not to the legs, but I don't think it needs them. Then I start the line art. I sketched the face and I decided to draw her eyes a little bit open so that I could put some lights shining from them. I was going to draw them closed, but I ended up drawing them like this, and I think it will end up looking really cool in the end. Then I just start drawing her hair and adding all of the details because it's floating, and I think it ended up looking really cool. I also added these loose strands so that it would add some more details and doesn't look like just a blob of hair. I think it makes it look a little bit more realistic, I guess. Then I started drawing the body and I changed a little bit of the top part of the dress, but the bottom stayed basically the same as the sketch. Then I changed the top part of the dress because I wasn't liking those ruffles, so I just added this layer of lace on the top and I made the neckline a little bit lower. Then I just start blocking out the colors and I made this drawing all blue and with some red or orange highlights. I was going to make that lace a little bit see-through, but then I added these details and this pattern and I think it ended up looking really cool. It may not look realistic, but I think it does the job of looking like lace. Then I just picked the colors and I kept the dress a little bit dark and the skin tone a little bit light. And then I added the highlights in the eyes. I started with blue, but then I changed them to red. After this was done, I just started shading as usual with the purple layer, and it was basically the same thing. I just added the light coming from the same direction because I think it looks nice, and then I'll add some lights coming through her eyes, and also I gave her some power particles, I guess, some magic particles on her hands. I also added these red tears coming from her eyes, just to add to the nice effect, and then I added these particles that also shine, and I think the piece turned out really cool. I really like it. Now we'll be drawing the vampire, and I struggled a little bit with the pose, but in the end I think it looked nice. So as you saw, I just sketched some different poses, but I ended up going with this one. And I really like how the body turned out, but I think the face looks a little bit weird. I had to redraw it sometimes because I wasn't liking it, and I think the arms are a little bit thin, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. I just wanted them to be a little bit stronger. But anyway, as you can see, I'm already drawing the face, and I had to redraw it sometimes. I drew pointy ears just because I wanted it, and I didn't add the round irises of the eyes, I added these pointy ones. Then I start drawing the hair, and I think it looked really cool, and then I just go to the clothes. As you can see, I'm just sketching first, and I add this cape, then I add this shirt that I think turned out really cool, and then I just add some really high-waisted pants. I added, of course, the bite scar on their neck, just because, you know, they're probably bitten by any other vampire to turn into this. So I think it's a simple detail, but very, very nice. After I was done with the line art, I start blocking the colors as usual, but I come back because I forgot to add the hair, and then I'll come back later to add the nails of their hands. I struggled a little bit with the colored palette because I didn't know what to pick. I thought red was an obvious option because, you know, vampires and blood and red, but I ended up going with a blue one. As you can see, I made the buttons of the shirt and also those little things on the pants yellow just to add that contrast with the blue. I also added that color to the eyes. Then I added some red liquid coming out of their mouth and I just start shading. As usual, purple layer, you probably know the drill by now. And that's what I did. Now we go for the last one of this video and also for the last one of this year when it comes to Halloween designs, I think. So it's the mummy, as you probably know. And I started drawing the body as usual. I sketched this pose, it's very simple. I struggled a little bit with the hands, as you can see, but then they turned out great. And I just tilted the face a little bit to the left and started adding these bandages. I found this brush that makes the outline of where you're drawing and it picks the two colors that you have on your palette. So if you put white in the background and put that layer on multiply, you can actually make the white go away. It looks transparent, so that's what I did. And then I just started the line art. It was really fun to add all of those bandages. It was actually really cool. It took a long time, but it ended up looking great. As you can see, I also drew these eyes peeking from underneath where you can see the skin. I drew a lot of them all over the body and I left the fingers on the hands uncovered because I didn't feel like covering all of the hands, especially if it was going to be like individual finger by individual finger. I think it would have been a lot of work, so I just kept it like that. Now after all the line art is done, finally I start blocking the colors, and I kept the color palette a little bit on the yellow side because I wanted it to look a little bit brown and old because that's what I think when I think about Mumis. So I just blocked the colors, and I kept the band-aids lighter and the skin underneath really dark just to contrast with the eyes. As you can see, I also added some textures all over the body and the band-aids, just because I think it's an overall simple design, it doesn't have any clothes, so I decided to complement that with textures to make it a little bit more interesting. I do this with other designs like the werewolf and the pumpkin monster, so I did this with this one too. And then it's just shading. Now that we are in the end of the video, I wanted to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you like my drawings, and don't forget to leave a like if you like this video, and you can leave in the comments what you would like to see next. So I don't think I have any much more to say, we are already in the end of the drawing, so I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!